Hello everybody and welcome back to the Panel by Panel Comics channel with your host Jay. Today we are doing the top 10 comics that I am personally looking ahead to for the week of March 4th, 2026. Hello everybody, and just to start off, we're going to talk about some other notable mentions that are coming out this week that I am not personally picking up, but I'm pretty sure a lot of people will be. First one is Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees, Rites of Spring, number 6. It's been a really good series. I am picking it up on the Kindles whenever it comes out on that. I'm reading on my Kindle. I was pretty late. I didn't get the whole first volume of Beneath the Trees, but I've been picking up the first volume and now the second volume on my Kindle, and it's great. I love it, and it just takes a little bit to come out on Kindle, which is why I thought about picking it up in my local comic shop, but I'm just going to pick it up on Kindle, plus it's a lot cheaper anyways. Another one is Batgirl, number 17. That's a new story arc by Tate Bromble. We have Wolverine, number 17, JSA, number 17, and Moonstar number 1, as well as Speed Racer number 6. And now, kicking off my top 10, we have Avengers. This is issue number 36. It is a 32-page comic for the price of $5. It is Legacy number 802. This is the final epic finale for Jed MacKay. This is his final issue that he is going to be writing. It's going to be the end of his little story arc that he has been doing for the past 36 issues. I'm kind of glad though, because it definitely has been a shaky ride with Jed MacKay with the Avengers. I've not enjoyed it very much, and I'm really only picking this one up, and it's in my top 10 because it is his final book that he is writing for the Avengers, and it's the Avengers, so why not, you know? So the Avengers coming in at number 36, or coming in at number 10 on my top 10 look ahead comics. Next is Narco number 1. This is a 32-page comic for the price of $4, written by Doug Wagner with the art done by Daniel Hilliard. This is obviously number 1. Narco, it is apparently about this character, Marcus Westfall, who has a rare form of narcolepsy. So when he gets excited, he passes out, and it seems like it's going to follow this character that was really infatuated with the girl next door, and he witnesses her murder, and it seems like it's going to be kind of very important, and it's going to be kind of scarred in his brain about what happened, and he might get framed for it, he might not, but it looks like a really interesting comic book, and I can't wait to pick it up. It is pretty low on the charts on LeagueOfComicGeeks.com, but I am definitely looking forward to it. So Narco, issue number 1, my number 9 on this week's Look Ahead Comics. Number 8 is going to be X-Men. This is issue number 26. This is another Jed MacKay book with the penciling done by Neto Diaz. The inker is Sean Parsons, colorist Fernando Cifuentes. And this follows up on the previous issue where we saw the X-Men go looking for, I can't remember their name, but I know that they went and they basically ran into this Nazi group that was led by the Von Strucker twins, and it was all over the place. It felt like it was a real big filler issue, and this one is titled Danger Room. This is part 1, and it seems that the X-Men are kind of get hit with a pretty bad situation at the worst time possible. They're going to have to split up, and I'm sure that the Crimson Commando is going to be pretty big in this one, as well as Beast, both the future version of Beast and the past version of Beast. That's another thing that's coming from the Shadows of Tomorrow future event, or whatever the era is now that we are with the X-Men, and then the past with the Age of Revelation still being part of that X-Men story arc going on right now, Jed MacKay's X-Men. So X-Men, 32-page comic for $5. Legacy number 326 comes in at my number 8 comic book of the week. Number 7, going over to Ignition Press. This is The Beauty. This is issue number 4. This is a 32-page comic for the price of $5. Written by Jeremy Hahn with the art done by Emanuela Lupacchino. Interesting one there, but I've really appreciated this whole story so far. I haven't watched the TV show. Let me know if you guys down below are liking that so far, because I haven't gotten into it, really haven't had the time to watch a whole lot of shows recently, but this is going to be following up on the past characters of the Weatherman and what's going on with his whole situation with that female that he is definitely getting romantic with right now. And also Agent Creighton, she's digging holes apparently where she shouldn't. But ultimately, is the beauty an advantage in a person's career, or does it just pull them into danger? It seems like this issue is going to be kind of answering that question and giving you, the reader, that real question of, would you take this drug / STD in order to become the most beautiful version of yourself, even though you're most likely going to die from it, which is crazy to even think about. But the beauty, number 4, comes in at my number 6. Next, we have a DC book. This is Absolute Flash, issue number 12, a 32-page comic for the price of $5. This is written by Jeff Lemire. The art is done by Nick Robles, and this issue is essentially, can Fort Fox be saved? As we see the insane creature of Eobard Thawne, who was trapped in the Speed Force, and you see Barry Allen and a couple other people that are just in this realm that don't even speak English. They've just been in there for forever. Wally was in there, and then at the very end he gets out of it, and he's gonna save the rogues from Eobard Thawne. I've started to really get into this series from Jeff Lemire. I think it's better than Absolute Green Lantern now. I think it's overtaken that, and I'm really starting to appreciate this run by Jeff Lemire. So that's why Absolute Flash comes in at my number 6. I think I said that the beauty was my number 6. I meant number 7. Absolute Flash is number 6. Number 5, kicking it off, is The Amazing Spider-Man. This is issue number 23, part 2 of 9 of the Amazing Spider-Man / Venom Death Spiral event. This is a 32-page comic for the price of $5. Legacy number 987. Written by Joe Kelly. Ed McGuinness does the art on this issue. So we're getting a different artist than Pepe Larraz and John Romita Jr., which is pretty interesting. But this is continuing on from the Death Spiral event where we saw the whole torment of it all. That looks to be a character that is kind of in favor with Carnage, even though he doesn't know that he's in favor with Carnage. That's kind of was an interesting little reveal at the end of part 1 of the Amazing Spiral, not Amazing Spiral, of the Death Spiral event. But it says here that Peter uncovers another bombshell beneath Venom's mask. It seems like he's going to find out that MJ is Venom in this issue. It'll be interesting to see what Peter thinks of it and how he takes the whole surprise. And also, same thing with Carnage. We'll see what happens in that, but ASM number 23 comes in at my number 5. Number 4, we go back to DC. In fact, the last 4 on my top 4 this week are all from DC. We have Absolute Superman. This is issue number 17. This is a 32-page comic for the price of $5. Written by Jason Aaron. The art and coloring done by Juan Ferreira. Now, this is going to follow Superman and Absolute Hawkman teaming up to fight off Parasite, who is invading Metropolis, and Superman is trying to save them from being devoured. And I'm sure it's just going to be a ton of action all throughout. Probably going to see some Brainiac, because it looked like Brainiac was going after Lex Luthor, which is kind of crazy, that whole situation that Lex Luthor, maybe he is just a normal guy that wants to have a family life. Very interesting. I can't wait to see how that turns out. Absolute Superman number 17, number 4 in my top 10. Coming in at number 3, this one might be a little surprising how high I have it, but I have loved this entire series so far. I have Poison Ivy. This is issue number 42, a 32-page comic for the price of $4. It is titled as Mayor Ivy Starts Here. So Gotham City has a new mayor. It looks like Pamela, or Poison Ivy, is going to be the new mayor, and she's going to have to team up or do something about the whole Vandal Savage part of it all, because Vandal Savage and Poison Ivy do not get along, and Vandal Savage has really turned the police department of Gotham into an even more corrupt situation, and I didn't even know that was possible. And I did just see in DC Detective Comics 1106 that him and Gordon were getting into it, which is interesting. I can't wait to see what happens with that. But I'm really interested to see how this run starts here with G. Willow Wilson and Marcio Takara on the art. So Poison Ivy number 42 kicks off my top 3 of my top 10. Number 2, I have Batman issue number 7. This is a 40-page comic for the price of $5. This is written by Matt Fraction and the art is done by Jorge Jimenez, titled Blood and Money starts here. And we are going to get the Joker in this comic. I can't wait to see what he looks like. I mean, it looks absolutely insane. It says in the bottom corner, featuring a stunning fold out that takes you inside the mind of Joker. So, haven't read a Joker comic or anything involving the Joker outside of the DCKO stuff in so long. It says that as Batman is beckoned to Arkham Towers by the mysterious man in room 10, nothing will prepare him for who he finds there. I'm very interested to see if the Doctor, Anna Kazeller, who was kind of in a romantic situation with Batman in a couple earlier issues, interested to see if she is actually a person that's on Joker's side or if she is just a doctor that's trying to help somebody recover from a very serious injury. Very curious to see what happens there. Can't wait to see. And it's also 40 pages. That's just spectacular. We'll definitely be talking about this on my buy or sell that comes out on Friday. So make sure you set a reminder for that. The Batman issue number 7 comes in at number 2. And of course, DCKO number 5. The finale to this whole event comes in at my number 1. 40 pages for the price of $6. I'm actually pulling a variant on this one. I'm pulling cover E. I'll show that to y'all instead of the A cover because that's what I'm going to be seeing. But of course, Scott Snyder, Joshua Williamson writing it, and you have Javi Fernandez, Wes Craig, Zermanico on the art, and Alejandro Sanchez on the coloring. This is it. This is the finale. I can't wait to see what happens. Will Superman end up killing or defeating Darkseid somehow? I don't know how they're going to pull this off. We saw Lex Luthor win at the very end of the DCKO tournament, but we also saw Time Trapper from the Superman DCKO tie-in most recently that I just talked about in my previous video that came out yesterday, if this comes out on time, which it should. That we saw Time Trapper go back into the DCKO of it all, and he was kind of given the message of you can resurrect people, you can resurrect stuff, know what your powers can do. And it sounds like Time Trapper is going to go back and potentially resurrect Superman. I can't wait to see what happens. I've loved this entire event. Everything has been amazing with it. DC, they're just killing it all across the board. I can't wait to see where this is going to take them with their whole future, with the level up or their new, it's called Next Level, their whole initiative, their next part of this whole plan that they have at DC. It's just so great, doing such a better job compared to Marvel. I only had 3 Marvel books. No, actually I was right, only 2 Marvel books, which is kind of crazy. No, it was 3. Sorry, I kind of just forgot about the Avengers, but 3 Marvel books. It could have been maybe 4 if I put the X-Men annual in there, but nonetheless, that's it. That's my top 10 plus a couple honorable mentions. Let me know what you guys are most looking forward to down in the comments. But that's going to be it, guys. So remember, stay healthy, stay great, and have a great rest of your day. See you guys next time.